What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of TEW Confrontational. My name is Ty Workentine, here with my little brother Evan Workentine. Episode number 35 of TEW Confrontational. Got a lot to talk about. We got week 5 of the NFL wrapping up, and then we'll pick games for week 6, and then we have college football week 6 wrapping up, and we'll look at ahead for week 7 games, some of the bigger matchups in the top 25 and everything.
And a little different, like some other sports, like some big fights this weekend.
Yeah, NBA.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit of NBA.
Yeah, that starts the 24th. So yeah, we'll get into that here. But let's just jump into our picks from last week here. I finished the week going 9-5, some overall record 9-5 for week 5, and yours was 6-8. So a rough week for you. Finished below that 500 mark, but a lot of good games, a lot of close games as far as the spread and everything go. But starting out Thursday night, Bears get their first win, knocking out the Commanders at home in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
But yeah, 40-20, Bears looked good. Justin Fields throws for, what did he throw for? 300. I don't know how much he is, like 300 something, but
he threw over 300. Yeah.
Yeah, DJ Moore had 230 of those yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So
He balled out.
yeah, Fields and Moore connection led the Bears.
I'm guessing that's what the Bears fans are hoping for. I mean, trading a first-round pick for DJ Moore, it's now starting to pay off. I mean, he's had a few good games, but not as he didn't excel as much as he did this past game against the Commanders.
Right.
And you had the Bears winning this game.
Yep.
I had the Commanders. I thought Sam Howell was gonna be able to dominate. And I thought their defense was gonna dominate the Bears' offensive line, but didn't turn out like that. Winning by 20 is pretty big for the Bears after being 0-4. So.
Right, but I mean, last week 2 weeks ago they started off hot.
Yep. They should have honestly won that game probably.
Right, they should have, but they let them come back and everything. So, the last couple of weeks Bears look good. So we'll see what happens next week. But yeah, Bears 1-4, Commanders 2-3 now, heading into week 6. So yeah, Jaguars at the Bills, or I guess it wasn't at the Bills. It was a Bills home game, but it was in London. That was kind of a good game to start the Sunday off at 8:30.
Yeah.
Bills and Jaguars. Jaguars looked good. Bills didn't. I think it was kind of coming off the win that they had against the Dolphins. Coming off win against the Dolphins. Kind of like a Super Bowl game or an AFC conference game in a sense. Kind of.
And still might be too.
Right. Still might see those two face off later this year, but I thought it was a good game. Jacksonville comes up on the top 25-20. What did you think of that game?
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping that Buffalo would stay on there. I mean, obviously, I picked the Buffalo Bills to win. I was hoping they'd ride that high out for, obviously not the remainder of the season. You're gonna drop a few, but hope end up in a really good record. The Jaguars obviously are still a contender and a team that it's not just a walk all over. It's a tough team. Right,
if they're running the ball like they did last week with Travis Etienne having 136 and 2, I mean, and then they have Calvin Ridley going for 120 yards.
Yeah.
Christian Kirk had like 5 or 6 catches. Yeah, if they can get those guys out. And Ingram didn't have a whole lot of touches this last week, but still getting their whole offense involved. And they can beat teams like the Bills and everything.
And that's one of Travis Etienne's best games. I mean,
this year so far.
So if you're able to run the ball, it kind of spreads the defense out.
Right. And you can get it to your weapons.
You can get it to your weapons and move the ball, obviously quicker down the field, and obviously get more points.
But that was a big AFC game for the Jaguars, knocking off the Bills. Bills moved to 3-2, and Jaguars moved to 3-2 as well. So, we'll see how the Commanders look next week. They're back in the United States, not playing over there next week.
You mean the Jaguars and Commanders? The Jaguars.
Yeah, Jaguars are back in the United States, and they're not playing over there next week. So, so we'll see how they come out back. See how they do week 6. But
after 2 weeks in, London's
right, exactly. Get acclimated back to this time zone and everything. So, moving on. Texans at the Falcons. This was a close one. We both picked the Texans in this one. Both picked the Bills in the last one. So, we both picked the Texans in this one to beat the Falcons. Falcons did come into the game with a 2-point spread, and they won by 2 points, 21-19. So, what did you think about this one? I thought the Texans had this one.
I did too, and Desmond Ridder, we've been talking a lot about Desmond Ridder, maybe put your backup quarterback in, but no, I thought they would put their backup quarterback in, but he played pretty well and got the win, so
Yeah,
They're sitting
Desmond.
at 3-2 now.
Yeah, Desmond threw for 320 yards and a
Mhm.
touchdown. So yeah, that was a good performance from him. Just yeah, wasn't enough to knock off the Falcons or not knock off. It was enough to knock off the Texans, but
Yeah.
just by a field goal there at the last second by Young Hoku. So
Yeah, and CJ Stroud, he has no.
still has no interceptions.
Well, I think
still
he actually
perfect.
I think he's broken the record, or pretty damn close to breaking the record of most passing attempts and yards without maybe even touchdowns. I don't know how many touchdowns he has, but without throwing interceptions. That's pretty impressive for a young quarterback. When you do expect like the young quarterbacks to make mistakes like that, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, he's balling out. Still has no interception. I think he has 7 touchdowns on the year. Yeah, he had one last week. So, but yeah, that's was kind of a bummer game for the Falcons. They go 2-3. That would have been nice to be on the other side
For
of
the
that.
Texans, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, you said the Falcons. Yeah, Texans. Yeah, bummer game.
Yeah, 100%. Because yeah, going 2-3, they could be 3-2, but yeah, Falcons advanced to 3-2.
Yeah, and on the other side, it's good for the Falcons. Obviously, you drop 2 games in a row. It's finally one. Get a good one and get a win underneath your belt after a 2-game losing streak.
Yeah, 1000%. So yeah, moving on. Panthers at the Lions. This one was a blowout. Panthers had a couple. I mean, Panthers still look decent. I mean, putting up 24 points. But yeah, Lions put up 42. So Panthers moved to 0-5 on the year. So kind of a bummer for that. But Chicago's liking it. They get their first round pick. So it could be a number 1 overall pick that the Bears get from the trade last year. So.
Right, and then yeah, Panthers. I mean, Adam Thielen played really well, but Lions they have a good defense, and then also on their offense they can put up a lot of points. So I do think the Panthers are going to get a win. I don't think they're going to go 0-17.
No.
It's just a really rough start for them, but hopefully they can bounce back because they have a lot of talent. And I still like that. I like their quarterback, and I like Adam Thielen as the number 1.
Yeah, I do think they need more weapons.
They do,
and then
yeah.
Bryce Young's got to not turn the ball over as much. He had 3 touchdowns in the game, but also had 2 picks. So if you can just keep the turnovers to a limit or limitation, then I think the Panthers might get a W on the year. But yeah, not looking too hot. But yeah,
And I did see something that the Panthers were looking around for receivers, young receivers,
they need more weapons.
and they were looking at Christian Watson. I saw that today that they were looking at to grab him for Bryce Young as another weapon or additional weapon. But obviously it didn't end up happening. But I think this offseason before they, or even maybe during the trade deadline, they grabbed some younger receivers to kind of accommodate Bryce Young.
Yeah, no, that would be a huge help for Bryce Young. But yeah, the line needs help. Defense isn't that great, so I mean, they need help all around. They're definitely in the rebuild mode, but yeah, Lions look dominant. They can run the ball, they can throw the ball. They're out on Ross St. Brown. They can
And they
still
have a really good defense.
right. Yep. So they can. Yeah, they're going to be a top team in the NFC for sure. So Lions moved to 4-1. Panthers 0-5. Yeah, solid game by the Lions. And then another close one. I mean, not necessarily a close one, but I'll pick the Colts and you pick the Titans in this one. Indy upsets, kind of upset. I guess not upsets, because the lines switched. It kept going back and forth between Indy and the Tennessee Titans. But yeah, Colts take the W at home, 23-16, with Anthony Richardson going down in the second quarter.
Yeah, and big news coming out of it. I mean, big news coming out of that. Anthony Richardson gets hurt. I believe it was a shoulder injury.
Yeah, shoulder was like a torn.
So they officially placed him on IR, and they expect him to be out further than 4 games. I know 4 is the minimum, but they expect him to be out 6 to 8 weeks, or I think they did the time frame 4 to 8 weeks. But having a back quarterback like Gardner Minshew, I wouldn't be like too get Anthony Richardson rested. I mean, they're sitting at 3-2, so I mean if they can keep winning with Gardner Minshew and Anthony Richardson comes back, but who do you stick with? Who do you stick with if Gardner Minshew continues to win?
Depending on their record, probably. If they're bad, if they only have 5 wins and 10 losses,
they'll have 4 more than 5 wins. They're already at 3.
Yeah, but who knows? They might.
With Gardner Minshew's
And Jonathan Taylor's back, but he wasn't even really showcased in his debut.
No.
Zach Moss.
And he balled out.
Yeah, right. So we'll see what happens with the Colts and how they're doing. But yeah, they get a W at home against the Titans. And Titans, they're like on and off team. They have a good win, they have a bad loss, good win. Yeah, so
I think sometimes it's hard for them because every team keys on Derrick Henry, so it's kind of hard for him to go off every single game. Because the prior game,
D-Hop played well.
He did play good, yeah. But Derrick Henry, he wasn't able to get going like he did the game prior, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. Yeah, I think the Titans are a team that the 500 team maybe one game above. They're gonna be tough. Like I said about what was I saying about the Commanders or no, I was talking about the I don't know who we're talking about. Oh, Jaguars. That they're gonna have to be an easy game on the schedule. So
Yeah. Exactly. Yep, moving on, with Dolphins, put on a whooping against the Giants. This one was kind of expected, 31-16. They covered the spread and everything, so Dolphins moved to 4-1. They look dominant in the AFC, and then Giants just look like dog water in the NFC, sitting at 1-4. Haven't really had a good game except for that maybe comeback victory against Arizona. That was it. So.
yeah. Really feel bad for the Giants, especially after paying Danny Dimes that huge $40 million or $38 million or whatever he got. Just not a good look for Danny Dimes, and for Brian DeBoer. Not able to put anything together on offense, especially when you're adding like big weapons like Darren Waller, you have, like Sterling Shepard.
Wanda Robinson is a good weapon on.
And you got
in New
Saquon
York.
too.
Yeah,
So
so
like,
the
they got a lot of weapons. I think it's both on. I think it's coaching staff and then obviously Danny Dimes not getting anything going through the year.
and it feels like the players don't want to try very hard because Sterling Shepard, you haven't heard his name in the last couple of years, and I know he's been hurt here and there, but it doesn't seem like he wants to win. Only one feels like wants to win is like Rondo Robinson, and Saquon. Yeah. Giants
tough going
Giants
for
aren't
them,
looking
and they
good.
have a really tough schedule the next 4 games. So
And then on the other side, Dolphins. Did Danny Dimes, is he hurt?
yeah, so that's a big news out of that one. Danny Dimes is hurt. His neck's hurt. I don't know what happened. He hurt his neck, and he's not expected to play. I'm not sure if he got placed on IR.
Yeah, I'm just not expected to play next week.
Yeah, and
at
so
least. So
and that's huge. Darren Waller's officially ruled out for next week. All these guys are going down, and they're their best players. So
so Giants aren't looking too hot this season. They're looking like one of the bottom teams. But then Dolphins, on the other hand, looking good, but then also lose Devon Achane or Achane, whatever his name is, to an ankle maybe or lower leg injury or something like that.
yeah, he's officially placed on IR.
And he's placed on IR, so he'll be out 4 weeks. But then good news, Jeff Wilson Jr. is coming back off of IR. So
So you still have that dual threat running back.
right, Raheem Mostert and then Jeff Wilson Jr. That was their two-headed monster last year, and it worked out pretty well for them. And then Tua, if he keeps throwing the ball like he's throwing the ball, Tyreek, Jalen Waddle, so many weapons. Sucks to lose Achane, but
He was the second. He had the second most rushing yards this year.
So
Out of 5 games.
tough loss there, but I think their team is still sitting solid in the AFC even without that loss, and then have Jeff Wilson Jr. coming back.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
Dolphins look dominant. We both have them winning. And then Saints at Patriots. This one was a blowout, not really expected by me necessarily. But Saints. I picked the Saints to win, obviously, but didn't think it was going to be 34-0 against Bill Belichick. So
No, that's his biggest loss he's ever had.
2 in the back-to-back. So 31 was his biggest loss, and then he loses by 34. So 2 back-to-back devastating losses.
Can't get
for
anything
Bill
going on
Belichick,
offense. Your defense is obviously not helping him out at all either. So
Mac Jones isn't good. Mac Jones is bad. So
they're telling. Everybody's talking like, "Oh, is Bill Belichick gonna sit Mac Jones?" But he came out today and said, "Nope, I'm gonna stick with him." Which I do like, because Bill Belichick's been around the league for a long time, so it kind of shows like, hey, I'm my trust in my quarterback, and hopefully he can find a way. Obviously, there's some certain point where you have to be like, all right, it's time. Like we got to start winning. And they haven't been. Even last year they were decent. I think they went almost about 500 last year. So I don't know. Give him a few more games maybe and see what he does.
Right.
But he's definitely in the hot seat for sure.
right. And then on the other hand, Saints look good. Defense looked really good, and then Alvin Kamara had looked like his normal
Thomas,
self.
very consistent.
Very consistent. And Alvin Kamara becomes the Saints all-time touchdowns leader with his touchdown last week. So Saints look good. Hopefully they can carry it into the next week. I think they have a big game coming up next week as well. So we'll get into that here. But then another one kind of shocking. Steelers beat the Ravens. It was in Pittsburgh, but Ravens didn't look good, and neither did the Steelers necessarily.
Good comeback.
With Pickett to Pickens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with that big touchdown.
Game-winning touchdown.
Right. So, I mean, we both had the
Did
Ravens
you hear what they
picking
said?
this one, but
They had obviously had a play call. Matt Canada had a play call.
yeah, Randy.
Yeah. So.
And then made the adjustment mid pre-snap and
Pre-snap adjustment. Obviously didn't go with Matt Canada officially wanted. And yeah, Randy Pickens was on the right side of the ball. I think he was actually deep out on the right side of the ball and just ran to go.
yeah, burnt the guy, and yeah, that's if you get 1-on-1 and he's pressing you like that and he doesn't even really jam him at the line, yeah, Pickens is gone 100% of the time.
Right.
And a great ball by Pickens.
Honestly, I
Pickett.
think that they have a great team, great strong defense. A little weaker than I thought it would be. Offense is not picking up but these big plays kind of shows. Now just doesn't really pick it up as like he played the last few years. But I think where that stems is from the offensive coordinator, the play calling for sure.
The whole city of Pittsburgh is chanting
Fire Canada.
Yeah, not even at Steelers games or anything, but even at like the Pittsburgh Penguins. And it was opening night for NHL last night, so we'll get into that later. But yeah, even the Pittsburgh Penguins fans were shouting "Fire Canada!" So
The whole city wants him fired.
right. So not a whole lot of positivity.
The whole state probably wants him fired.
Not a whole lot of positivity coming out of that game besides the victory.
Yeah.
So yeah, they moved to.
That is a huge victory, obviously
Divisional game.
and they're ahead of the division now. They won 3-2, so.
Yeah, so it was a big game, and then yeah, a lot of positive, but like in the background, everyone's.
Yeah, maybe they figure it out. Who knows? They got a bye this week, so they're gonna make adjustments. Whether they, I don't think Tomlin's the type of coach that's gonna fire a head coach middle of the season.
Right.
But they gotta make adjustments because being top of the division, ready for your bye is huge. Just make those adjustments, come out firing on all cylinders, and be able to take that division.
Yeah, and then Ravens just gotta figure it out as well. I don't know. That whole division isn't too hot with Pittsburgh sitting at the top at 3-2.
Browns are dog.
Yeah, and
Cincy's dog.
coming back.
They had
a good game last week. But
Yeah, they played the Cardinals, so.
Right, but yeah, so we'll get into that. But yeah, moving on from the Steelers and Ravens game, just the key takeaway. Yeah, the Steelers sitting top of their division at 3-2, but they're
We've got a lot of internal issues inside that
Yeah.
facility.
And then Eagles go to LA and beat the Rams. Solid overall game from both teams, I thought. Cooper Kupp's return.
Got the ball a lot.
Yeah, Puka Nakua still got the ball, so there's really no conflict between the two.
Yeah, I thought it would be a lot different, but
Yeah,
obviously they
so then-
spread it out pretty evenly.
Yep. So yeah, Rams put up 14 points, but Eagles put up 23. So Eagles still a good team. It's probably the team to beat in the NFC. So we'll see. Besides the 49ers and the 49ers, I think. So but yeah, 23-14 over the Rams, and then moving on to the Bengals, getting back to the normal self, looking like the normal self. Joe Burrow with 317 and 3 touchdowns. So all 3 of those touchdowns were to Jamar Chase, who had 192 yards receiving. So
Huge.
that connection's back and going. They beat the Cardinals 34-20. Cardinals have heart. Josh Dobbs playing well. Lose James Conner. I think he has an ankle injury. He goes down now.
Yeah, I think he did get placed in IR as well.
If he,
I can check that.
maybe out for 4 weeks, but if not, next game for sure, probably. So that's a tough loss for the Cardinals. Not a whole lot of positivity in Arizona either, falling to 1-4.
Like you said, it's a tough. That's a team that's hard. Their team. Obviously, there's some players that, or even just the coaching staff, they want to bust just to get a high draft pick. James Conner is on IR, so he'll miss the next 4 games. My fantasy team's in shambles, man. I got so many people on IR.
A lot of people's teams are falling apart, but other people's teams are blowing up. So, yeah, good win by the Bengals. Hopefully they can keep it up and keep
They're
rolling
sitting
on.
at 2-3 now.
Yep, exactly. So hopefully they can keep it rolling and get back to their normal selves. They usually start off pretty slow. The last few years they've started off pretty slow, kind of similar to what they're doing now, but they're going on a huge run. So we'll see what happens with them. Jets beat the Broncos. I know just the Broncos, but 31-21. Jets look good. Defense looked good from the Jets as well. nothing really from Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson still looks like dog booty. But yeah, Breece Hall looks pretty good, and
I think it's another one. Yeah, they're sitting at 2-3 as well. There's a lot of 2-3 teams. Yeah, it's a good win for them, especially after Sean Payton was talking a bunch of shit about Nathaniel Hackett, and then
right,
Rodgers had to come on and say, "Keep my name out of your mouth," or "Keep my coach's name out of your mouth,"
right.
and just be able to shake. Hopefully, Nathaniel Hackett shook Sean Payton's hand after and just was like, "That's right, bitch," or something like that, or I do like it because it's a good win. It's a good, especially for that facility.
Yeah, it builds the confidence, and then yeah.
Because Sean Payton said like, "Yeah, you guys are like the off-season champs, but what are you gonna do in the regular season?" So
Yeah, so there could be, looking good, and then possibly a return for Aaron Rodgers, maybe before the season ends. So we'll see what happens there. So yeah, he's staying positive and everything like that, amongst all the talk and stuff in the background. But yeah, the Jets win this one, 31-21. Mentioning Zach Wilson not doing anything. Do you think there may be a trade mid-season to get a vet quarterback, for instance? Maybe the next thing I'll talk about the Chiefs and the Vikings, but for Kirk Cousins.
Maybe because I don't know if does Kirk plan on retiring after this year?
Yeah,
That's the biggest discussion. And honestly, like Rodgers is coming back to the Jets next year, so depends. So I think they're gonna. I would think they try to get a quarterback, maybe not. But I don't think it's gonna be Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Kirk still has a few more years in him, so he's not going to be. He'll finish the regular season out for the Jets, and then get shipped off somewhere else. Because Rodgers, I don't think that Kirk Cousins is going to start over Aaron Rodgers.
No, yeah, probably not. But
maybe if Kirk's willing to do it and just step up for the team and go on a run, especially we'll talk about the next game, but we'll see. I don't know. It's a possibility, but I think it's a very low possibility.
yeah, so Vikings fall to 1-4, losing to the Kansas City Chiefs in Minnesota. Vikings look, I don't know.
Not bad. I mean, they're probably the worst 1-4 team, or the best 1-4 team. Excuse me. The Chiefs are, they look decent. I mean, they're not putting up a ton of points, but
Yeah, Vikings just
they're in
gotta
that
take care of the ball.
The Chiefs are in the 20 to 30 point range, what they usually score. So not a very high scoring team. And the Vikings are tough, but yeah, you're exactly right. You got to take care of the ball. I think Kirk threw a pick that game.
No picks from Kirk Cousins, but he threw the first play of the game, like T.J. Hawkinson fumbled it right away.
Oh, fumble, yeah.
So first play on offense.
Yep, I remember that. Yeah.
So turned it over right away. Like going into the game, we're like, gotta take care of the ball. First play.
Yeah.
Comes out to be a fumble, but yeah.
Big news out of that facility too. Huge news, which would make Kirk Cousins trade even more likable.
Right.
Or more, yeah.
Yeah, and then the devastating news being JJ being placed on IR, so he's out 4 weeks for the Vikings.
Yeah, and it sounds like it's gonna be maybe that's like the earliest.
Right, at least 4 weeks. So yeah, placed on IR at least 4 weeks. So we'll see what happens with that. But so potential trade rumors. I just saw a headline on Get Up this morning with Greeny saying that potential trade rumors could be possible Vikings trade Kirk Cousins to the Jets.
Yeah.
And it's just to see how that would, they just talked about how that would play out and everything, but could be a possibility with the Vikings sitting at 1-4. We could tank, but I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, Vikings fall to the Chiefs, moving to 1-4, and Chiefs go to 4-1. And then kind of a statement game. The next game, Sunday Night Football, Cowboys in San Francisco against the 49ers. 49ers put a whooping on the Cowboys, 42-10. Thoughts on that game?
Dak Prescott doing what he usually does. I know he has some phenomenal games and plays really, really good, but then these big games he just chokes. And I think how many interceptions you go? 3?
Yeah, maybe.
I think if you
show me on this.
I think he did. I'll check because I think he did have a 3.
Yeah, just gives me the leaders. So Brock Purdy.
I'll pull it up.
Shows Brock Purdy.
How do you think the game went? While I pull this up.
Oh yeah, like I said, just a statement game by the 49ers. Brock Purdy throwing 4 touchdowns. George Kittle having 3 of those touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
And then George Kittle's 30th birthday, the day after on that Monday. So 3 touchdowns for his birthday, and then there wasn't much the 49ers can't do.
No.
I think they're probably the best team in the NFL by far. And then they were saying probably the best team ever, like with all the talent and
Maybe.
defense, and that's what they've been like, kind of comparing, like
Yeah.
what other teams have are looked this down at this early and all that good stuff. So, but yeah, 49ers look good. Beat the Cowboys at home 42-10, and then yeah, Dak Prescott didn't look
Yeah,
good.
and Dak Prescott, he did throw 3 interceptions.
Yeah, 3 interceptions. But yeah, 49ers defense is tough. But yeah, 3 interceptions is unexcusable, especially how much money you're getting paid.
And on that, that's a big game for them, kind of make a statement. Maybe you are the best team in the NFC. Obviously not if you get beat by 32 points. But I still think they're a good team. I still think they'll be up there in the NFC. Just a bad loss.
Yeah, I don't even know. Yeah, that is kind of a degrading kind of game from the Cowboys. Just
And they're sitting
George
at
Kittle throws up on the third throws up the fuck Dallas,
Yeah.
fuck Cowboys shirt, fuck Dallas shirt on his touchdown, on one of his touchdowns, and then Mike Parsons coming saying it's personal and trying to make it personal, and then Debo commenting on that, all that good stuff, saying it was personal. I thought this going in this game was personal, and we made it for 32 points personally.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, good outing for the 49ers. Not a good showing from the Cowboys, but yeah, we'll see what next week brings. Cowboys sitting at 3-2, and then 49ers at 5-0. So Eagles and 49ers still undefeated teams in the NFL. Following Sunday's games, and then moving on to Monday, you had your Green Bay Packers heading to Vegas to get beat by the Las Vegas Raiders. Yeah, thoughts?
Oh, I got a lot of thoughts. Very bad game by, offensive line. Our defense kind of held us into that game. Jordan Love, he had 3 interceptions. First one was right to the linebacker, couldn't really see him. Second one, off the hands of, what was that? I can't remember who it was.
Reed?
No, I don't think it was.
Oscar?
No, it was Christian Watson, off the hands of Christian Watson. It was a good defense. It kind of went off both of their hands. That one got tipped, and obviously the third one to seal the game. I don't know. Having your defenders, like I said, our defense held us in that game. But when the Raiders were on the 10-yard line, we had our safeties and corners sitting at 10 yards. They can run a slant, a 7-yard slant. It's an automatic touchdown. I don't know why you're sitting at 10 yards. You got to play up a little bit.
Yeah.
No, it was just a tough game to watch. I think that deep bomb, I think it was like 75 yards to Christian Watson. Great throw by Jordan Love. And then that horse collar at the end kind of saved the game for the Raiders. That would have been a touchdown. We would have won by 3 points because nothing really changed after that. So good. I can't remember who it was. That corner for. Oh man, I know who it is too. But
The Raiders?
yeah.
It was the one guy that intercepted it?
No. The one of the horse collar to Christian Watson. But saved the game for them. Yeah. Bad game. Good thing we're going to the bye week. Hopefully we can. And then did you see we had one of our defensive linemen, Preston Smith, guarding Devontae Adams.
Right.
So just bad play calling. Joe Barry needs to figure it out. But yeah, like I said, going into bye week, we need to figure some stuff out because I think Jordan Love, I think he's gonna make some mistakes. But sitting at 2 and 3, I'm pretty happy. Could be 3 and 2, but sitting pretty happy going into bye week.
Oh yeah, with the way our the NFC North Conference is looking, at 2 and 3 is not bad. It's second in the division. But,
and we lost by a total of I don't even know. We got smacked by the Lions, obviously, but then losing by a total of 5 points to the Falcons by 1, and then 4 points to the Raiders. I mean, we only lost by a total of 25 points. So pretty damn good, but we got a lot of things to fix.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
What do you think about the game?
Yeah, no
Did you watch
run.
it?
Yeah, there wasn't really any run game from the Packers.
A.J. Dillon got it going. This is his best game. He had a touchdown.
He had a touchdown, but he still ran the ball 20 times for 76 yards.
It's not too bad. That's the type of back he is to get those 2 or 3 yard runs.
Yeah, so average is still pretty low, so no really run game or explosive run game, and then you're passing it 40 plus times a game, and yeah.
Romeo Doubs got the ball once.
Yeah, well,
and then I want to make a point on our winning drive. I don't know if you watched this, but I was going to make a point of this. Yeah, so we had a drop by Romeo Doubs. That was the first one. right on the money too. Hit him in the hands, dropped it, tried to look ahead, run first before he caught it. Luke Musgrave drops one right after that, and obviously the big one, Christian Watson. It was 3rd and 10. We had a timeout left, 35 seconds left. Throws it up. Good defense. I mean, the guy hung up there for a while, but Christian Watson's on his back foot, not even making a play at the ball. Come back and run through it, try to get a PI maybe, or at least try to go after the ball and jump maybe. But yeah, that just pissed me off.
Yeah, well, yeah. So, I mean, yeah, Jordan Love with the lowest passing percentage or completion percentage in the league. It doesn't help that he's throwing 40-45 times a game, but still, that doesn't help when you're trying to win games either. So.
Yeah, and Aaron Jones, I mean, he's tough to not have him. Because obviously when you have that more explosive running, and spread it out, like I said prior. But hopefully we'll get him back after the bye. So I think that bye is kind of like it's gonna be hard to not watch the Packers improve for 13 days, but we'll get bounce back.
Right, yeah. Devontae Adams didn't do much against his team, 4 catches for 45 yards. But yeah, Jacoby Myers looks pretty solid with his touchdown and 75 yards.
So the Patriots are wishing they hadn't given him up.
Right, but yeah, not much from the Packers. A couple of big plays from Christian Watson, but other than that, that's week 5 of the NFL recap, and then we'll jump into week 6.
You want to go over what are after week 5? What our overall record is?
Yeah. So like I said, 9-5 was my week 5 record. Your week 5 record was 6-8. That brings my overall total to 47-31, and your overall record to 49-29. So you're up by 2 games on me right now.
Big week.
So yeah, this one will be a big week. A lot of close games, and then some kind of blowouts that should be blowouts anyway. But we'll start Thursday night. Broncos head to Arrowhead Stadium to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Broncos are sitting at 1-4, Chiefs at 4-1, and then the Chiefs also have a 10.5-point spread at home against the Broncos on Thursday night. What do you got in this one?
I got the Chiefs. Yeah, I think this. And if I had to bet one spread, I would bet the Chiefs over 10.5.
Yeah.
I think this is, and I mentioned they're like a 20-30 point team. They're gonna dog walk the Broncos, and I think it's gonna be a 2-score, maybe 3-score game, 17-point game. And I hope Travis Kelce goes for. Hopefully keeps it in the tight end university, and hopefully he does go for 3 touchdowns. That'd be pretty cool, kind of like George Kittle. So yeah, I got the Chiefs.
Yeah, no, I'm taking the Chiefs in this one too, and I'll take the points as well. Have them beaten by more than 10.5 points in this one. Should be a walk in the park for the Chiefs on Thursday night, but never know what the Broncos country is gonna bring. But yeah, so Chiefs.
Yeah, Chiefs will win.
And then we have another London game. Ravens and the Titans are heading overseas across the pond to London to battle it out. Who do you got in this one, Ravens or Titans?
I think it's gonna be a tight one.
Yeah, Baltimore has a 4-point spread. My bad.
Yeah, Titans. Obviously, they're both coming off losses. I think it's gonna be a very tight one. I'm surprised the spread's not even a little bit closer.
It was 3.
It was
earlier, and then earlier in the week on Monday, and then it moved to 4.
Okay, so
today.
something must have happened. Maybe, because I mean, if something happened,
is Tannehill playing?
I believe so, but something's had to happen because if it's in Tennessee, their spreads even getting large. The Ravens spreads even get larger.
What's in London?
I guess so. So okay, I guess those matter. Now I'm gonna go Ravens. Let's go Flock.
Yeah, I'm going Ravens as well. Yeah, Tennessee doesn't actually. Yeah, no, Tennessee doesn't look good, but they did look decent in last week with
2 weeks ago.
No, 2 weeks ago and last week, I guess.
Yeah, they put up 16 points last week.
But I mean, now they're getting the ball to Hopkins and stuff like that. So
it's gonna be a tight one. This is a tough game.
Yeah, this is a tough game, but I'm gonna go with Titans. I think there's gonna be a lot more Tennessee Titans fans over in London than Baltimore Ravens. So I'm gonna go with Tennessee Titans in this one.
There you go.
And then starting off Sunday at noon, we have the Commanders heading to Atlanta to take on the Falcons. The 2-3 Commanders taking on the 3-2 Falcons, and Atlanta has a 2.5-point spread in this one. What do you got in this one? This one's also a close.
This is also a very tough one. Just the way. I know. The Commanders had them winning last week.
Yeah, and
It's the Bears. It's a bad loss. think Ron Rivera's not
Riverboat Ron. I
really
think
there.
Kind of reminds me of Joe Biden.
But yeah, that was a tough one. I'm gonna have to go Falcons here. I think obviously that's the game that Desmond Ridder had, and then yeah, the way the Commanders are playing, I gotta go Falcons here. Especially it's in Atlanta, so
Yeah.
I gotta go Falcons.
I'm gonna go with the Falcons as well, the Dirty Birds, and have them win. I think Bijan's gonna have a good performance. I think the Falcons just have an all-around well performance against the struggling Commanders team. I guess not struggling, but yeah, just the coaching isn't all there. So I think there's some controversy with the head coach and everything. So I'm gonna go Falcons in this one at home. Yeah, give me the Falcons.
There we go.
And then a divisional game at noon. We have the Vikings heading to Chicago, to the Windy City to take on the Chicago Bears. Minnesota does have a 2.5 point spread in Chicago. So who you got in this one?
Yeah, so this is a big game. Obviously Bears, Vikings both sitting at 1-4. So obviously loser is going to be the bottom of the division, and it's kind of hard to come back from that, especially when you're 1-4. Go to 1-5. But I think the Vikings are too talented. I know they're going to miss JJ, but obviously they can get around to their other players here. So yeah, I'm gonna go Vikings, and I would actually take that. Over 2.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna go rock with the home team as well. I'm gonna go the Vikings, and yeah, I think I have Jordan Addison having at least a touchdown. I think Cam Akers is gonna get more involved in this game. The line's starting to gel a little bit better, not great, but a little bit better to give Kirk more time.
Alexander Madison maybe.
Yeah, I think I hopefully get him going. I don't like the way he's playing.
Who's that other guy? That 80-something. The other receiver for the Vikings. Or is he 18?
Yeah, KJ Osborne.
KJ Osborne, yeah. He used to be 80, I think, didn't he? Oh. No, yeah, KJ
Yeah,
Osborne.
KJ Osborne. TJ Hawkinson didn't play well last week.
No.
So we need to get our weapons more involved. Defense played pretty well. But yeah, I mean.
Yeah, and the Bears are coming off. I think that's going to be really heartbreaking, I think.
Yeah, so it's
For
going to
the
be a
Bears.
tight game. Yeah, hopefully.
I don't think it's going to be a tight game at all.
Well, the way that hopefully the defense can step it up, eliminate those big plays from Chicago early in the game, because they've gone up like 28-0 for the last 2 games in the first half. So that's we have to limit the big plays.
Mm-hmm. And hopefully Hitman Harry can grab a few picks from Justin Fields.
Yeah, so limit the quarterback screens, limit the big plays. I think take care of the ball, limit the turnovers, and I think we have this one in the bag. But yeah, I'm going Vikings in this one in Chicago. So should be a good game though.
Yeah.
And then another good game, hopefully a good game. We have the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Cincinnati Bengals in Cincinnati. Seattle's sitting at 3-1, Bengals at 2-3. Seattle's coming off their bye week, and Cincinnati has a 2.5 point spread. What do you got in this one?
It's a tough one. Seahawks are looking pretty good, as we expected. Their team pretty well put together. I mean, they're not the most explosive team, but they're good. But I do. After how we said right before we picked the games last week, we're gonna hop off the Burrow train, and we didn't, or I didn't. Who did you pick the Bengals last week as well?
Yeah, I picked the Bengals.
Yeah, so neither of us hopped off the Burrow train. I'm sticking on it. I think every game that he can get through to get to that 5 days or 6 days that you can rest, his legs his calf's gonna heal up. I'm going Bengals.
Yeah. This one was a tough one for me. Is Jamal Adams gonna be back? I know he got hit.
He does have a concussion, but I didn't look at that.
So yeah, with that banged up defense a little bit, and then hopefully the Bengals defense can hold the Seattle offense, because the Seattle offense has a lot of weapons. And I originally wrote down Seattle and then switched it to the Bengals, but it's in Cincinnati, so that's why I switched it to the Bengals. But I think I might switch it back to Seattle and.
You gotta do it here because this is on camera.
Yeah.
This is on camera, so you gotta make sure.
This is recorded. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go Bengals in this one. Actually, I'm gonna rock with Joey Burr and the boys, and hopefully they can put up a dominant performance like they did last week. So yeah, I'm gonna go Bengals in this one. I'm gonna keep my pick here. So yeah, and then moving on, 5-0 49ers heading to Cleveland to the Dog Pound to take on the Cleveland Browns, who Deshaun Watson didn't play last week. Might not play this week.
No, I think he will.
Depending on how he feels, I guess. but yeah, 49ers heading to Cleveland. San Francisco has a 7-point spread. It was at 4.5, but it moved to 7 real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably maybe Deshaun Watson saying he's not playing, but who do you have in this game?
I got 49ers. I'm surprised that the spread's what is it, 3.5 points shorter than the Chiefs versus the Broncos.
Yeah.
I think the 49ers are probably the best team in the NFL, like you mentioned, but yeah, maybe Deshaun Watson said that, hey, I'm gonna take a week off because I know who we play next week, and I'm gonna be the first quarterback to beat the 49ers. But 49ers are saying no way now. Kittle's gonna go off again. 49ers all the way.
Yeah, Browns are coming off a bye week, but I don't think that's going to mean anything against the 49ers, who are red hot. Yeah, I have 49ers in this one as well. And then we have the 0-5 Carolina Panthers heading to Miami to take on the Dolphins. Miami has a 13.5-point spread on this one. Yeah, Panthers aren't looking hot. And Dolphins do look hot. So what do you got in this one?
I got Dolphins. You know, as much as I want the Panthers and Adam Thielen to get a win, and Bryce Young, Dolphins, their offense is electric. So yeah, they're gonna boat race them. Unfortunately, yeah, Carolina's gonna go to 0-6, which is never a good thing. I'm guessing Frank Reich is gonna be on the hot seat. Not very good to go 0-6, but Dolphins are gonna win this one outright, easily too.
Yeah. Yep, I think Dolphins win this one by the 2 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, even with Devon Achane out, and we already talked about Jeff Wilson coming back, Raheem Mostert, and all the other weapons.
They're not gonna skip a beat, I don't think.
Yeah, and then I don't know when Jalen Ramsey's coming
So
back.
the loose time frame was December, beginning of December, but obviously he's feeling good. So that's just a loose one. So like he can come back whenever. So nobody really knows. But somebody was saying that he was running after the game. He was running out of the stadium, not full speed obviously, but taking a jog. So he's obviously healthy. Maybe not 100% healthy, but I think it's gonna be like probably, I don't know, we're already sitting at almost mid-October.
Next couple
I'd
weeks.
say probably by mid-November he'll be playing.
Yeah, hopefully the next couple weeks, because
So
that
week
can
8, week 9.
amp up their defense and just make them an overall better team there. But yeah, Dolphins in that one, in Miami. Yeah, Dolphins win that one. Then an interesting game, we have the 3-2 Indianapolis Colts heading to Jacksonville to take on the 3-2 Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah, Jacksonville has a 4-point spread in this one, but yeah, Colts coming off a big win. Jaguars coming off a big win. Who do you got in this one?
Yeah, Jags coming off an even bigger win, I think. And then obviously the news with Anthony Richardson being out at least 4 weeks. Gardner Minshew's only started 1 game this year, and that's due to AR having a concussion. Yeah, I'm going Jags. You know, the Colts are good, but I don't know. I've seen Gardner Minshew do this before. Those have really few good games, you know. But is he gonna be able to go? You know, he's already played every game this season, plus another maybe 4 to 6, maybe 8. Being the starting quarterback the entire game. I don't know how long he can go, so I'm gonna go Jags.
Yeah, I think with Anthony Richardson being out in this one, even though they do have, like we said, they have Jonathan Taylor back, but he wasn't really showcased much in his debut. And then Jacksonville having that dominant performance against the Bills. I think the defense of Jacksonville Jaguars are stepping up their game, especially the defensive line and everything. And yeah, if the offense of the Jaguars can gel like they did last week, get more weapons involved, get Evan Ingram more involved, I think Jaguars win this one. I have Jaguars winning this one in Jacksonville. So
there you go.
So yeah. Then we have the New Orleans Saints heading down to Houston to take on the Texans. I don't know if this one's going to be a close one or not. Saints obviously dominating the Patriots, 34-0, and then the Texans barely losing to the Falcons, but the Texans look good the last couple weeks. So yeah, what do you got?
I got Texans. I'm really liking just the calmness to the quarterback and C.J. Stroud, and having all this hype around him. He's the youngest quarterback, throwing the most attempts, yards, touchdowns, whatever it is, and being able to keep his composure and make smart decisions. Obviously, with not a great team around him, they're making it work. So yeah, I'm gonna take Texans. I do think the Saints are really good. Obviously, putting up 34 points last week and shutting them out on the other end of the ball. I'm gonna take a gamble here. I'm gonna go Texans.
Yeah, I think just with the performance last week from the Saints, and then C.J. Stroud's perfect as far as that, but is not putting up many points. I'm gonna go Saints in this one.
Yeah, I gotta rethink that one, but I'm gonna still go Texans. I'm gonna take that gamble, but just thinking back on last week, how they put up 34 points. Their team's fully healthy. Besides Jamal Williams, which is their backup running back. Yeah, that's a good pick.
Keandre Miller backup rookie is looking pretty good too.
Yeah,
and he's healthy again. So I have the Saints in this one, winning this one down in Houston.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Texans. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with it. I was thinking about changing, but now I'm gonna take it.
No, whatever you want to do, just make it recorded, make it
official.
Yeah, put it on the record. But then you have who we were just talking about. We lost 34-0. You have the Patriots heading to Las Vegas to face the Raiders. Las Vegas has a 3-point spread in this one. Who do you got?
I got the Raiders. I don't think they're a good team. I think they're actually very bad. And unfortunately, saying that the Packers lost to them, we had 3 turnovers. But being the Patriots, like we said, got beat by 34, didn't put up any points. Raiders are taking this. I think maybe Garoppolo's gonna, because Rodgers did say on the Pat McAfee show, saying like, this guy's the best receiver in the NFL. You got to give him more than 4 targets. So I think he's gonna Devontae's gonna get more attempts or get thrown out more receptions, and I don't think the Patriots are really gonna figure anything out here anytime soon.
Yeah, no, I have the Raiders in this one as well, and then the defense looked really good last week. The Raiders defense at that against the Packers, having those 3 takeaways, and then their Max Crosby coming out there, he's a game wrecker. So I have the Raiders in this one as well. In Las Vegas, I have them beating the Patriots. And Patriots are just falling apart. Don't have a quarterback really, and then
dude.
all the talk around Bill Belichick, if this is his last year, I think Patriots are gonna fall short of 500 this year for sure.
Oh, maybe even by a
large amount, for sure. But that'd be it. Yeah, they haven't really done that. They usually are around that 500 mark.
That works,
Yeah, no matter who they have. So this might be a shocking season of the Patriots. But still Raiders in this one.
Hey, I'm just kind of sorry to interrupt, but maybe we were talking about Kirk Cousins getting traded.
Maybe to the
Kirk Cousins, the Patriots. Sit back Jones for me. He started right away. Let him sit behind a good quarterback, a vet quarterback. Even he's going to be a vet here shortly. Sit behind Kirk Cousins. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, maybe. Kirk Cousins can play on any team. I feel like he's a really good quarterback.
He's a system quarterback for any team. He can play.
He gets underrated.
He can adjust. Yeah.
Then moving on to the next game, we had the 1-4 Arizona Cardinals heading to Los Angeles to take on the Rams, sitting at 2-3, and Rams have a 7-point spread in this one. Who do you got?
Yeah, being in games in LA, I do think this is going to be I got the Rams here. I think this is going to be a way better game than everybody thinks. I think that obviously you're losing James Conner, but I think that I could be totally wrong. The Cardinals are going to come out hot. Like you said, they got some grit. Obviously not everybody on the whole team wants to win. But there's some grit there that some players are going to make big plays when they need to. I think it's going to be a lot closer game than 7 points.
Yeah, so maybe take the points for the Cardinals,
but I'm gonna go Rams.
Yeah, I got Rams in this one as well. In Los Angeles, Sean McVay. I think they're gonna get Cooper Kupp reacclimated. He did have a pretty good acclimation coming back in his debut, but I think they're gonna start gelling more. Get Puka with his routes and Cooper Kupp with his, and then you have Kerryon Williams coming out of the backfield. I think the Rams easily handle this, and I do have them cover the spread. And then James Conner, that hurts the Cardinals quite a bit. So the Rams in this one in Los Angeles. So.
And who knows, Marquise Brown might go off. He has before. If he gets some fuel on passes or breaks open a little bit, who knows? I think it's gonna be, like I said, tight game. But Cooper Kupp being back, just getting warmed up. He's gonna get the ball a lot more. He's gonna find the end zone a lot more.
Yeah, I think Aaron Donald's gonna just dominate that offensive line of the Cardinals, and Josh Dobbs isn't gonna have any room to maneuver back there or anything. He's gonna be pressured all day. So you have the Rams in that one pretty easily. And then you have the Philadelphia Eagles heading to New York to take on the New Jersey to take on the Jets. 5-0 Eagles, 2-3 Jets. Philly has a 7-point spread in this one. I can already know who you're picking, but yeah, who you got?
I got the Eagles. Who do you think I was gonna pick the Eagles?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of sucks because, I want the Jets to do good. Obviously, heartbreaker at the beginning of the year, but
And tough game this week too.
yeah, but hey, you dropped to 2-4. Not great, but it's probably better when they expected to be. After losing Aaron Rodgers. But yeah, Eagles are good. Their defense is really good. I think that's what makes them good. Their offense, they have some star power over there with AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. But
And DeAndre Swift too.
And DeAndre Swift, yeah, he's a
That was a
tank.
good acquire for the Eagles.
yeah.
But then Lions replaced DeAndre Swift with David Montgomery, who's having a hell of a year too. So kind of a win-win for both teams there. But yeah, I have the Eagles in this one beating the Jets pretty handily. I bet you they beat them by more than 7. I don't think. Zach Wilson isn't it, and it sucks for Garrett Wilson because I thought he was gonna have a hell of a year, kind of replicate what JJ did. But yeah, too bad for the Jets. That's unfortunate. So. But yeah, then we have the Lions heading to Tampa Bay to take on the Buccaneers. This is a NFC game. Pretty good teams. Both Lions at 4-1, Buccaneers coming off their bye, sitting at 3-1. Mike Evans should be healthy and back. He had a pulled hammy, but he should be back. Yeah, what do you got in this one?
Like I said about the Rams and Cardinals game, it's gonna be a lot closer than. It'll be pretty close. I think they got 3-point spread.
Yeah.
Lions, but I think it's gonna be a really good game. And this will. The Lions have beaten a good team. Obviously, they beat the Chiefs first game of the year. Granted, it was the first game of the year for both teams. But I'm gonna go Buccaneers here. I'm gonna put my faith in Baker. Lions are really good, but I gotta gamble sometimes. I'm taking the Buccaneers here, especially being. Yeah, I'm gonna go Bucs here.
Alrighty. Yeah, so it's in Tampa Bay, so that could be a huge advantage. But yeah, Lions have looked dominant all year. I'm taking the Lions in this one. Jared Goff is looking great. David Montgomery is looking great. Offensive line is looking great. Defense is looking solid. You got that Jameson Williams coming back. He didn't do much in his debut, but I think he gets reacclimated pretty quickly. And then again, I'm around St. Brown back. Josh Reynolds balling out. Yeah, Lions are good. So I'm gonna take the Lions in this one. In Tampa Bay. So
yeah, I just don't know. Yeah, like some of my thinking here is coming off of bye. All your players are gonna be fresh. Hopefully, Mike Evans is completely. I know he's coming off a hamstring injury. You said.
He should be good.
But he'll be playing. Chris Godwin's 100% healthy. Baker's got that dog in him. This is a huge game for the Buccaneers to kind of prove a statement. Obviously, with Detroit being like a top 3, top 4 team in the NFC. I got the Bucs. You got the Lions. It's gonna be a tough game.
Yeah, no, I think it's gonna be a good game. Probably the best game of the week. Probably first or second best game of the week. Probably behind the Cowboys and Chargers on Monday night, but we'll get there here quick. But first we got the Giants heading to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Pretty easy pick here, but yeah, I have Buffalo winning this game on Sunday night against the Giants. What do you got?
Yeah, I got Buffalo winning as well. And big news for the Giants, obviously, we talked about it. Daniel Jones is out. Darren Waller's also out.
Saquon Barkley may be coming back. He's questionable, so we'll see. But yeah, Bills are probably gonna run all over the Giants. So why even push?
Yeah, big game for Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
And then obviously Dalton Kincaid. You got Dawson Knox. Got a lot of big names there.
James Cook.
I think this is gonna be. They're gonna put up a lot of points. What do you think they're gonna put up? They're not gonna put up 70 like Miami did.
No, they'll probably put up 42. A good number.
Yeah, I agree with that.
42 is a good number against the Giants, and the Giants probably put up 7 for 14. But yeah, Daniel Jones probably out, so we'll see.
He is for sure out.
Who their backup is? I don't even know who their backup is. So we'll see what happens there on Sunday night. But yeah, Bills have. I think I have them winning. It's 14-point spread. I don't know. Yeah, 42-14 is what I said. So yeah, I'm covering the spread there. So.
Yeah.
And then Monday night, like you mentioned, Cowboys heading to Los Angeles to take on the Chargers. Chargers coming off a bye, sitting at 2-2. Cowboys at 3-2, coming off the big loss to the 49ers. But Dallas does have a 2.5-point spread in Los Angeles. Who do you got?
Now, who do you got? Let's go with you because this is a tough one for me. I just want to hear some insight here. So Chargers coming off a bye.
Yeah, so Chargers coming off.
Austin Eckler playing.
Chargers coming off a bye. Austin Eckler hadn't played for the last 3 games. Should be fully healthy. He's questionable coming into this game, but we'll see what kind of practice he gets heading into Friday and Saturday. But yeah, I have the Chargers in this one, honestly. Coming off that degrading game from the San Francisco 49ers.
You think Cowboys?
What?
You said Chargers. You have the Cowboys?
No, I have the Chargers.
Okay.
I have the Chargers winning this game in Los Angeles against the Cowboys. But yeah, Cowboys coming off that degrading loss. And then, yeah, kind of a confidence degrader. Like they lost a lot of confidence in that game, I believe, on the defensive end. And I think if Austin Eckler's back, Keenan Allen is healthy, Josh Palmer, all those guys, I think even with Mike Williams out, I think the Chargers and Quentin Johnson, I think the Chargers have win this game. It's going to be a close one, but I have the Chargers winning this game. What do you got?
That's tough, man. Coming off a bye, getting Austin Eckler back. Quarterback's playing well. On the other hand, Dak Prescott, their quarterback's not playing well. As of one game, this one had an amazing performance. You know, besides the first, when they beat the Giants 40-0. That first game, I'm gonna go Cowboys here though. I think that Dak Prescott, he's probably the king of adversity. He's played through a lot of big games.
And his whole life.
Yeah, his whole life, losing his brother. Yeah, I'm gonna go Cowboys here. I think, and we've said this game time in and time out. The Cowboys still sometimes prove me wrong. That they're like the explosive team that they have. You know, all the weapons that they have. I'm gonna go Cowboys here, and I'll take. Yeah, that's that 2.5. Yeah, it's gonna be a really good game. I'm gonna go Cowboys here.
Hell yeah. That wraps up our Week 6 picks for the NFL. Yeah, a lot of close ones. A lot of could be back and forth games, and then there's some dominant games like the Chiefs and the Bills and the Dolphins there. But yeah, should be overall good weekend of football. I'm excited, like every week. Got football all week long, and then yeah, we can go over college football.
Yeah, college football kind of has already started. This was the first week of Tuesday nights. Obviously, it is Wednesday night tonight. Our podcast will come out before the Thursday night football game tomorrow.
Yeah.
But there was games last night. Not many people know about these schools. Well, I guess if you watch the longest yard, you know, Appalachian State.
Yeah.
They played last night.
Yeah.
Coastal Carolina played last night.
Yeah.
But let's get into the games from week 6
Yeah.
of the college slate.
So obviously the big one right at 11 o'clock was the Oklahoma-Texas game, 12 versus 3. Yeah, that was a big game, and Oklahoma came out on top. Yeah, Dylan Gabriel played well, and then yeah, Texas still played well. Ewers had 350 yards with a touchdown, but he also had the 2 picks. So
Yeah, and he's in that Heisman conversation. He's a good young quarterback.
yeah,
But that was a good game. It was
Yeah.
fun to watch.
it was fun to watch.
Back
yeah.
and forth a little bit.
It was a good last drive by Oklahoma to come out on top. Yeah, well fought game. Great college game day.
Yeah,
game
Baker's there, throwing the horns down right away.
Right.
That was a great college game day.
Yeah, right to start out the day. And then yeah, Georgia walked all over Kentucky, which I thought would have been a lot closer game. But yeah, Georgia just shows their dominance in that one. Michigan rolled over Minnesota, wasn't even close there, 52-10. Ohio State beat the Maryland Terps, 37-17. Florida State over Virginia Tech. USC and Arizona going into triple overtime. That was USC goes up big, lets them come back. It happened against Colorado. So
Caleb Williams still best quarterback college football's seen in a long time.
yeah, it's very fun to watch.
Obviously their team, they get up and then they kind of let people come back.
Right. Yeah, Caleb Williams is pretty good. High scoring offense, but the defense isn't looking very solid at USC. But yeah, that 2-point conversion by Caleb Williams sealed the game for USC in triple overtime. So that was kind of a nuts game there. And then Louisville upsetting Notre Dame.
Yeah.
In Louisville, I heard that was a rocking stadium in Louisville, Kentucky there. But yeah, 5 turnovers from Notre Dame is kind of what the whole thing.
Yeah, if you have ball security is job security. So.
Yeah, so 5 turnovers from Notre Dame, but yeah, defensive game from Louisville was outstanding, and ended up beating Notre Dame 33-20 to upset them. Alabama barely beat Texas A&M 26-20, but yeah, Jalen Milroe still looks pretty good as a running quarterback, not really throwing, but can definitely run. So Alabama, they're sitting at 11 right now.
I think
with the
they'll come up
expansion,
with it.
of the college football playoffs, hopefully they'll squeak in there and everything.
Yeah. And there's still quite a what do we got after this week? There's
Like
5 games left.
six
Like 10
or
or 12.
12.
Yeah, so this is week 7, so you got 7, 8, 9, 10, 4. You got 6 games left, so.
Yeah, 6 or 7, somewhere in there. Then you got a bye week too, I think. And then, but yeah, UCLA upsets Washington. UCLA looked good. David Moore throws for 290 yards and a touchdown. And then upsets Washington. So pretty good game. UCLA knocking off Washington. So that was a good game. North Carolina ran through Syracuse 40-7. Oregon State, good game against Cal. Cal's a good team to watch, but so is Oregon State. They're a high flying offense, but they end up beating Cal in Cal. Miami, Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech, that game.
Yeah, because I was just gonna get to that one. I just want to mention Wyoming upset Fresno State. LSU beat Missouri.
And that was a really good game too.
That was a
was
good
that 49-39?
49-39, 23 LSU upsets 21 Missouri, but I don't really know if it was an upset. Missouri's played a lot of tough teams, and like TCU at the beginning, or Kansas State.
And then we can, before we get to that last, because let's end up that last game, the one we want to talk about. But Colorado got a win, first win in 2 games.
Yeah, but they
3 games. That was the first win out of 3 games. So they won by 3 points against Arizona State, and then another winnable game upcoming. They play Stanford. So
they played those 2, Oregon and then USC back to back. So that was a tough road bump in their schedule. But now they're kind of getting back to the easier games, and then I think they end their schedule pretty tough too.
Yeah, they got a few more. I think they got 4 or 5 more ranked teams as
Utah
of.
it's a couple more big games in there, but they get a little bit of break here. But then the worst coaching clock management I've seen and
Just clock
watching
management,
football.
decision making.
Yeah, Georgia Tech upsets Miami in Miami on what should have been an easy kneel down victory for Miami.
Yeah. A lot of confusion. They decided to run the ball. Fumbles it.
And so they first down, run the ball first down with 1:18 left. Georgia Tech calls a timeout, so 2nd down with 1:18 left. All you have to do is kneel twice, and it's 4th down.
Got plenty of downs left. Your clock's gonna run out.
Yeah, Georgia Tech just called their last timeout with 1:18 left. So run it on 2nd down, 2nd and 12. Run it, gain about 4 yards. 38 seconds left on the clock. Run the ball again. Get it stripped. Georgia Tech gets the ball back with like 35 seconds left. Goes down and scores a touchdown. So just a nuts.
I can't imagine. You're a college
And
coach.
I think that's the 2nd time this year.
You're a
Third
yeah,
time
I
this
think it is as well. But you're a college coach. You're getting paid quite a bit of money. Quite a bit of money for every D1 head coach. You should be fired by making those decisions. That's an easy decision. I could have called that. Any person that knows football.
Well, the commentator was saying, "Why are you running the ball?"
Somebody is the only thing was my question was he's wearing a headset, right?
Somebody's not saying.
Who's not telling him hey, you can kneel here and we win the game, we walk out with a dub.
Yeah, Miami should be 5-0, but they end up falling to 4-1.
But at least they're sitting at a decent record. But you could be 5-0, but you're sitting at 4-1 with a silly play call by your head coach.
Yeah, so those are the big games from week 7.
Let's supposed to do some big ones for this week 7.
Those big games from week 6, the top 25. But then week 7, couple easy games. You got Georgia against Vanderbilt. That should be an easy game. Michigan versus Indiana. That should be an easy game. Ohio State against Purdue. That should be an easy game. Syracuse, Florida State should be an easy game for Florida State, but
Syracuse got walked over.
Something to look out for. Yeah, they did get just walked over by UNC, but we'll see what happens. Florida State should walk all over them though. Alabama, Arkansas. That should be a walkover. Utah versus Cal. I just said Cal, you got to watch out for them, but Utah should win this game. They have a 13.5-point spread in that one. But big games, Oregon versus Washington. That's going to be one of the best games of the week.
And I think it's going to be the best college game day that they're going to have, 7 versus 8. You can't get better than that. It's in Seattle.
The over-under is 67 points, so it's going to be a shootout.
It's going to be a high flyer. Kind of like, I don't know, I'm not going to compare Colorado to any of those teams. But kind of like the Colorado USC game. It's going to be high flying, a lot of points on the board.
I don't think it's gonna be a dominant performance by one. I think it's gonna
Yeah,
go
exactly,
back
yeah.
and forth the whole time.
Kind of like, yeah, maybe like the LSU Mizzou game, or
Yeah, it's gonna be definitely gonna be a good game. Tennessee at Texas A&M, that should be a good game as well. I have Tennessee in that one, and then Kansas versus Oklahoma State. That should be a good one as well. Big Ten rivalry, and then Jalen Daniels is doubtful for that game, so I'm actually picking Oklahoma State in a bet on that one. Louisville versus Pitt, that should be a walkover by Louisville. Oh yeah. Let's see. LSU plays Auburn, Washington State plays Arizona, and then USC Notre Dame at 6:30. USC versus Notre Dame. This should be a good one.
that should be a really good one. Hopefully, who was that? I know this too. The Notre Dame quarterback, Karen. His name's on the tip of my tongue. The transfer. No, they don't. The whole team, entire team, doesn't have as many turnovers as they did. You said 5 last week. Notre Dame has got to take care of the ball, and then obviously, if USC gets up, they're going to let somebody back in. I mean, they've done it the past few games, so that should be a really good game. And then Friday night, Colorado plays. I don't know if you have that on there.
No, I just have the top 25 printed out here.
Yeah, but Friday night, I just said it. Who does Colorado play? I just said it. But they play Friday night at 9, so I'm kind of pumped about that. I'm going to get home from bowling, be able to
Hell yeah.
put that on. So.
Yeah, that should be
That's another win
watch.
for Colorado.
Yeah, Colorado. That's a fun game to watch. But yeah, Notre Dame and USC. That's going to be a close one. Notre Dame. This is like their 4th big game in a row.
Oh yeah, Colorado and Stanford. Yeah.
Stanford. Yeah, and then Notre Dame's 4th big game in a row. So we'll see how much left they have in the tank. And then USC just has to play better on defense. That you know they can put up points. They just have to play better.
Points anytime they want.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one. And then Miami and North Carolina, ACC matchup. I have UNC in this one, especially with Miami, how they played.
I mean, they didn't play bad. They won that game. You win the game.
Yeah, I shouldn't say they played bad, but they dropped to 25 after that loss to Georgia Tech. But yeah, this is just crazy ending of the Miami game. But yeah, North Carolina, I have May balling out in this one and winning in North Carolina because it's in North Carolina. Mizzou versus Kentucky, this should be a good one. It's an SEC matchup. Mizzou just lost, but it was a good matchup, and then Kentucky just lost as well. Both lost to tough teams, but this one should be a good matchup. And then UCLA versus Oregon State. Like I said, we keep an eye on Oregon State. They have an explosive offense, but UCLA has a good defense, so we'll see about that one. And then Duke plays NC State in the ACC rivalry. So those are kind of the top 25 teams and who they play and everything like that.
Yeah.
Good glimpse at week 7 of college football, and I threw in some picks in there too. If you guys want to put some money on some of those games, Oklahoma State is an underdog in that game, and so keep an eye on that one. And Tennessee is also an underdog, and I have them winning. So keep an eye on those games. So
yeah, it should be good week 7 for college football, and then week 6 for NFL. It should be really exciting to watch. I'd honestly say, like, if you wanted to put a 4 or 16 game parlay in for NFL, you wouldn't win a ton of money unless you put a lot down, but just taking the winners, because there's a few winners that are going to win by big. You have Chiefs, you have 49ers.
You can take the spread in some of those.
You take the spread, yeah.
And that'll get your money right. But last night and on Tuesday was the opening night of NHL. You had the Panthers taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Tampa Bay won that one 5-3, and then you had the Chicago Blackhawks taking on the Pittsburgh Penguins. Blackhawks win 4-2 in Pittsburgh.
Not a good win. Not a good game for the
Penguins. Not a good
Penguins.
start for the Penguins, but yeah, Blackhawks look good. And then you had the Vegas Golden Knights taking on the Kraken, and Vegas winning that one big in Vegas 4-1, I believe. So good start to a lot of the teams that were in the playoffs last year, Stanley Cup, all that good stuff, play in opening night. So that was fun to watch. So tuned into a few of those games and everything like that, and had a bet down. Actually took the puck line for the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Mm-hmm.
They covered. Took the puck line for the Knights. They covered, and took the puck line for the Penguins, and they obviously lost. So couldn't
2 out of 1's not
$150.
bad.
Yeah, no, 2 out of 1's not bad. But
yeah, and then MLB. I don't know if you've been paying a lot of attention.
yeah, playoffs are
Minnesota
underway.
Twins. Yeah, I just know that. I just hadn't paid a lot of attention to that. Just kind of watched football. Now it's during the week. Not really watch a lot of baseball, but Chiefs. The Twins lose 9-1 last night, so.
Yeah, it wasn't a good performance from the Twins last night, but yeah, college baseball, or not college baseball, MLB baseball is underway, the playoffs and everything, so that's something to tune into if you're bored during the week, and then
This weekend.
This
weekend's gonna be full. It's packed. You got NHL playoffs. You got MLB playoffs or NHL MLB playoffs. You got week 7 of college football and week 6 of NFL. And then there's a big
NBA preseason. That's going on right now on TNT and ESPN. Regular season kicks off October 24th, so that'll be interesting to tune into when that comes around. Any fights?
That's what I was going to say on Saturday night. Big DAZN fights. It's honestly pretty much a bunch of YouTubers, kind of. You got Tommy. I guess 2 YouTubers, and then 2 actually real fighters. Dylan Dennis fights Logan Paul. Dylan Dennis is mixed martial arts.
He's been trolling Logan Paul.
Yeah, terribly. It's not even trolling Logan Paul. It's more trolling his fiance. And then you got KSI YouTuber, which is Tommy Fury, the stepbrother of the Big Fury. The Gypsy King. So if you want to tune in, it's something to watch.
You have to buy it, though.
You have to buy it, but there's football, so you're gonna watch football or something like that, or anything like that, any sport. But if you're bored, if you want to turn something on, it's gonna be entertaining.
Yeah, the highlights will definitely be on YouTube, coming from 2 YouTubers, so you can watch it after.
And it's
and not pay for it.
Yeah,
so.
and it's a really not stressful for me at all this weekend because the Packers aren't playing. So
yeah, Packers are on a bye, and so are the Steelers. Those are the 2 teams on the bye this week. So, you got anything else, or what else we got? We covered NBA, got NHL.
And then
fights this weekend.
Big news. You're talking about the beast Max Crosby, and just imagine. I was thinking about this when we were saying that. Imagine on the other side you got Chandler Jones. Unfortunately, Chandler Jones was just arrested. So not good for him. I think he's out now, but just imagine that defense. You got Chandler Jones on the other side, opposite side of Max Crosby. When Chandler Jones left, he's played really well with all teams, not great teams, but when he was with the Cardinals, when he was with the Raiders, 2 of your best defensive ends in the game. So that's the biggest news. He get arrested. So that's all I got for this episode. Obviously, this week I'm just cheering for good games, and I think that the Vikings will probably get another win. So
yeah, hopefully the Vikings do come out with a week 6 victory. Go to move to 2-4, and hopefully just keep it going from there. We don't want to finish. We're sitting at last in the division right now, so not looking good. Even though Kirk Cousins is first in the league in touchdowns, second in yards, offense looks decent, sides of the line and running back, but then defense and just can't win games. I don't know what's going on with that.
And then just something to look forward to. Obviously, in the next 7 days or whatever. Just seeing what the news was with all people on the IR. Anthony Richardson, they're going to do obviously further testing, and then what's going to happen with Kirk. So
we'll see what happens.
Something to look forward to, or something to be watching. Never know. But that's all I got.
Yeah, sweet. That's all I got as well. So thank you for tuning in to episode number 35 of TEW Confrontational. We'll see you guys next week on the pod. Until then, peace.